Welcome, I'm the Gothic Librarian. Take a seat and let's begin. It was a beautiful day in the neighborhood. My wife Josie was busy preparing the backyard for the impending arrival of our guests. Our son Joel was running off a peanut butter Cap'n Crunch sugar high out back with our demented lab Monty screaming, "Superboy 6! Superboy 6!" when my phone rang. "Mr. Fontaine? Yeah, it's Mick over at the party shop." "Oh, hi there. Yeah, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Your clown came down with the flu or something, and I'm having trouble finding you guys a replacement." "What?" "Look, I'm really sorry. I'm doing my best to find another clown, but it's last minute and I got 5 other parties going on today." "You promised Mick. I already told my wife and kid. She's gonna be pissed. And my son is going to be all busted up." "I'm really sorry. Look, I can give you a coupon for..." "Coupon? A coupon? Are you joking? You ruined my son's one and only 6th birthday and you offer me a fucking coupon?" "Mr. Fontaine, I'm trying to make this right. It's just that you wanna make it right, you get me another fucking clown, even if you gotta put on a pair of exploding shoes, you fucking amateur." I ended the call. The doorbell rang. Josie called out to nobody in particular, with song in her voice. "We have guests! It's party time!" "Josie, I've gotta talk to you. Not now, Peter. I need you to go pick up the keg. Mike's car won't start." The kegger. Always better to have booze in times of no clown than clown in times of no booze, right? I drove down to the industrial park, smoking a joint and a couple of cigarettes on the way. I quit smoking half a decade ago, but started again 4 years ago. Only Josie didn't know that. Josie hated cigarettes and wasn't too fond of the wacky weed either. But I suppose every man was entitled to a secret, or 3. Truth be told, Josie had a bit of a temper, so sometimes it was better not to rock the boat. Josie had no qualms about making a scene, and now I was going to have to tell her that the clown was a no-show. I could already hear her now. "I gave you one simple thing to do, Peter. Get a clown. And do you have a clown? I don't see a clown. I just see a joker, Peter. And he's not very funny. Not very funny at all." I tested out the keg on the way home, trying to screw up my nerve to tell Josie the bad news. I thought about hitting the highway and driving all the way to Beijing or British Vancouver, but that was just the dread talking. It would probably be okay. Josie wouldn't murder me with 100 guests present, would she? At least I hope not. I pulled into the driveway. I got the keg out and wheeled it onto the backyard. And then I saw salvation? Yup. A goddamn clown. And not just any clown. This was the clowniest fucking clown I had ever seen in my life. He must have been 6'6", with a big red afro and matching red shoes, big as skateboards. Talk about dodging a fucking bullet. I guess the fucking clown store came through after all. Must be true what they say about the squeaky wheel getting the grease. I felt the dread dissipate and my shoulders relax as I breathed a little easier. What a fucking relief. Joel and a gaggle of kids were already sitting enraptured in front of the giant clown while he juggled grapefruits and sang Old MacDonald. With a cluck-cluck here and a cluck-cluck there, here a cluck, there a cluck, I got the keg set up and fired up the barbecue. A few of the husbands surrounded me, blathering on about sports, politics, and other inane shit I normally would have turned out. But I was so relieved that the clown situation had resolved itself that nothing could ruin my day in the sun. Nope, I was just gonna mend the barbecue and grill me the shit out of a giant pile of meat. I was goddamn Father of the Year. "Peter, have you seen Josie?" I looked around. No, Madge. Actually, I haven't seen her for a while. Well, I just got a call from our boss. She's at the office on a Saturday, losing her shit, and can't raise Josie on the phone. Let me go look for her. Hey, John, can you take over the grill for a few? Sure, Pete. Inside the house, I called out for Josie, but there was no answer. Then I heard Monty whining from the bedroom. I went upstairs to investigate. When I hit the landing, I saw it. Josie's ankle sticking out of the doorway to our bedroom. I ran to her. She wasn't moving. Her skirt was hiked up to her waist, and her panties were down around her ankles. And there was blood. So much blood between her legs. Josie, can you hear me? Then my eyes found her throat. It was purple and black. She was dead. The floor and the ceiling made a sandwich out of me, and I remembered no more until I felt Monty licking my face and whining. I had fainted. I tried to stand up. I almost made it until I remembered Josie was dead. Instead of getting vertical, I got sick all over the floor. Then, from the open bedroom window, I heard Joel shriek, followed by the sound of 200 hands clapping wildly. It was a thoroughly horrifying scream that to this day I still can't shake out of my head. Before I knew it, I was flying down the stairs, two at a time, with Monty on point. I ran through the house and came out the patio door to see a throng of adults and kids applauding and hooting while the clown was furiously sawing my boy in half. Joel was thrashing and screaming. It didn't look like part of the act. I frantically strained to make my way to my boy, pushing my cheering guests out of my way. Hey Pete, great show! Where'd you find this clown? Killer gorilla party, Pete? Does this guy put Houdini to shame or what? Hey Pete, you gotta give me this clown's number. As I neared Joel, the clown saw me. He nodded, smiling a big Cheshire cat grin. His teeth were green and black. His yellowed eyes had the audacity to give me a shameless wink. Then he stepped back, taking a deep theatrical bow. He straightened himself up, dropped the bloody saw, and made a dash for the fence in his big stupid clown shoes. I finally managed to break through the front row to reach Joel. And then I saw it. The box was sawed completely in two. Joel's steaming entrails spilled over the edges from both halves like human spaghetti, snaking their way down to my freshly mowed suburban lawn. A woman with a Jack Russell in a Sherpa turned to me and said, Peter. Oh, I say, it looks so realistic. I simply must have this clown for my Jeffrey's bar mitzvah. Call the police, I yelled, taking off in hot pursuit of the clown. I hopped the white picket fence running through my neighbor's backyard and out to the opposite street, but there was no sign of that clown to be found. The police and news crews were swarming around my house of horrors for the rest of the afternoon. Turns out, Mick down at the party shop had never sent a replacement. The police painstakingly interviewed each and every guest, even the kids. They all told the same story. A big ginger afro clown had sawed my only child in half to a standing O. As the sun set for the final time over my idyllic suburban existence, they took Josie and Joel away in the coroner's wagon, while my face ejaculated big salty tears, and Monty sat by my side. A detective named Kirk gave me his card. He put a sympathetic hand on my shoulder and promised he'd be in touch as soon as there were any developments. Is there a moral to this story? Yes. Ladies, don't nag your husbands about their smoking. And while we're on the subject, never ever tell them that once they have a child, everything will change and they'll fall hopelessly in love with a little tit sucker because there simply ain't no guarantee. Oh yeah, and most importantly, never haggle with professional hitmen. That clown wasn't joking when he promised nobody would ever suspect me. Like I said, I suppose every man was entitled to a secret or three, not to mention a fat life insurance payout. Thank you for checking in at the Gothic Library. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on my next public reading.